Hello everyone, welcome to SD7 Learnings. So, to continue with the Catia course, today's topic is with respect to Sketcher Workbench. So, how how we are going to interact with the Sketcher Workbench and how it needs to be fetched out. So, let's get into the topic. Here we have a start button and mechanical design, and if you try to see, you have an option on a Sketcher. So when you select on the Sketcher workbench, you get a new dialog box stating of what is the part. So normally a Sketcher workbench can't be entered directly. So it can be entered to the part design workbench. So let me name this as a test 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 part one, and let me give OK. So this is the one of the way of getting to the art design workbench. Uh, to be noted, see you can see the this is the test part one, and we are into the workbench of part design, and directly we can't able to get into the Sketcher workbench. So this is a part of the part design workbench. The Sketcher is a part of part design workbench. So Sketcher is the start phase. It's the start workbench. So now here, as we discussed, this is the part which is named, and we have XY plane. When I try to select it, you can see the particular plane which gets highlighted. So let's see. Let me exit it now and give you a better perspective. So XY plane, YZ plane, and ZX plane. So these are the planes. So it means that it's been highlighted. And we have a part body, and inside this we get number of features. So down the line we are going to learn on those things. So now, in which plane I'm going to create the 2D sketch. So first I'm going to select the YZ plane, and this is the toolbar which we get into the sketching workbench. So this is the most important toolbar. Always try to keep it in the top, so it will be handy for you. Or else we can fetch this toolbar to view and toolbars, and here we have a option for Sketcher. Here you can see it has been highlighted. So by here also we can check it out. So now I've selected my plane and the Sketcher workbench. When I select on it from the 3D space, it goes into the 2D plane. So now this is the Sketcher workbench where we have all different types of toolbars. These are the toolbars or widgets with respect to Sketcher. So what are the activities we are going to do in the Sketcher? So we have two axes. One is vertical and the horizontal. You can see it here and here. The sketch tool bar is more efficient. This is mostly it is mandatory to be known. So in order to know what is our geometrical constraint, what type of constraints we have applied, so always try to keep this geometrical constraint command highlighted. Okay, so it shows that what are the types of commands we have been used, and here we have the dimensional constraint. Always this should be on the on motion. So um, I'll let you know down the line why this both the things needs to be in on mode. Okay, so in case if any of the toolbar has been missed or it's not popping up, so always go to your right click customization, and just as I mentioned in the earlier video, just try to reset and restore the toolbars. So now, in case if this by mistakenly we have moved it, so now you can see in the Sketcher workbench itself it has been moved to a 3D space. So you can see all the three planes. So in order to bring back the plane to the XY plane, that's what we have selected earlier. So there comes this option known as normal view. Just select on it, it goes to the normal position. And here in view, render style, and we have an option known as parallel. Always try to keep this one in parallel mode so that it goes exactly, the planes goes flat to the screen. If you keep in perspective mode, you could see there is an angle. So it this perspective mode is mostly used in the 3D space to analyze the model better, so that we can discuss in the later stages. So now, in case if this parallel perspective is been highlighted, just move it to the parallel. So you can see the planes are parallel. Okay. Now here, this is the profile toolbar. This is the most important toolbar. So here, let's discuss about some of the most vital commands um, where we use it majorly. So the first one is point, and we have some of the hidden commands. So down the line, we can see one by one. So the first one is point. So let's select on the point. And if you see here, when I move my cursor to the center of the axis, you can see a blue line it shows us it's coincidence. So next to that, you can see a double circle, which means that it's coincidence. And from the origin point, this is the 0, 0 point. From the 0, 0 point, what is my point location? Minus 52. When I move to this time, this side, it shows the 58.99. So it is on the right hand side. So in the similar way, you can see if I go to vertical, so these things are being highlighted because I've highlighted geometrical constraint. So when I uncheck this, you can see, let me select this 1 second. And if I see, it doesn't pop up. Okay. So the dimension is not created. So now this point, it has 2 degree of freedom. You can see, so it can move on the vertical axis and in the horizontal axis. So this 2 degree of freedom needs to be arrested. So otherwise this point has the availability to move around. Okay, so let me constrain it. So in order to constrain, there is a toolbar known as constraint toolbar. Here we have an option known as constraint. Select on it and select on the point. So it's been highlighted. Let me open up the tool. And first, one side, let me constrain with the, see, why I can't able to create the dimension is that because this visualizations and these options I have deactivated. So that's what. Now, the dimension, we can see it. In case if you can't able to see any of the dimension, it means that the dimension constraint visualization inside the visualization toolbar, the dimension constraint option is being deactivated. So just select on it, and now let's move the point. So if I try to move the point, I can see the point is moving only in the vertical direction, whereas in the horizontal direction I have constrained it. It means that it's been arrested. So now on the other direction, let me select on this point and vertically let me provide a dimension. So now you can see the point has been changed its color to a green color, and even the dimensions are in green color. It means that the complete degree of freedom has been arrested. The point has 2 degree of freedom and it's been arrested. This is the way where we are supposed to arrest an entity. So now point as a 2 degree of freedom. Let's see the next most important vital command, which is known as the line. Let me put a line. Okay. So the line, it has 2 points, one in this and this end. So let's see how many degree of freedom it has and how it needs to be constructed. So the first point, and I'll constrain with respect to horizontal axis. And then if I move it, see, it moves on this direction, and by holding this point, it can rotate also. So now let me stop this rotation. So I'll give a dimension with respect to the axis. So you can see the point has been turned into green in color. It means that the point has been constrained, but the length, it has a movement, and the space, it has a movement as well as this point. So now let me apply a dimension. So the length of the line is 90.191, and now let me constrain it through an angle. I'll provide a value for an angle. So now let me move on it. See, the line, it can't able to move. So a line which has a 2 points, it has a total number of freedom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the four freedom is being arrested. So the line, it can't able to move. So this is the activity every time you need to do when you try to sketch, do a sketching activity in the Sketcher workbench. The most, the next most important command is the circle. Let me select on a circle, and now if I select on this point and try to move, you can see the complete circle is moving in two directions. So now go to the dimension. First, let me select and provide the value of the diameter of the circle. Now the circle diameter has been fixed, but the movement of the circle has been happening, the point and the axis. So 1 degree of freedom has been arrested. So when I try to move, the point is not, the circle is not moving in any other direction, only in the vertical direction. So I need to arrest with respect to vertical direction. So the point and this with respect to horizontal axis. So now when I try to move it, it doesn't move. So it means that the circle is being fully constrained and it has a 3 degree of freedom, which when I try to arrest it, it can't able to move, so it's been freezed. Now let's see, without knowing, when I try to apply a diameter again, so it shows with the parenthesis next to it. It means that the diameter is again applied twice with the reference. And you can see, let me provide a dimension. Now you can see the dimension, it shows 43.783, and here also you can see it's 43.783. But both the dimensions are pink in color, and the similarity is the same dimension are being applied twice. So it's mean that you have over constrained the dimension. So multiple times you are applied the same dimension, which is not required. So in order to that, we need to analyze that and delete one of the things. So just select on the dimension which is not required and just select delete. And else right click delete. So it turns into green color. So some of the three major commands which we use in the Sketcher workbench has been explained. So rest of the things we'll continue in the next session. Thanks guys. Thanks for this session, and catch you in the next session. Bye.